Well, we have a final word from our Blessed Mother, who, of course, would put in her special words of maternal wisdom and love regarding people in financial need. So, from our Blessed Mother, she says, and I quote, "My dear child, I am with you. There is a holy way to conduct yourself in your situation. If you pray, you will know which is the holy way that leads to my Son. I will protect you from choosing an unholy way that leads away from my Son. You see, my child, in everything you face, there's opportunity for holiness. Heaven can use your day to move our goals forward if you are the poorest of the poor or the richest of the rich. All we need is your yes to Jesus. Say yes to my Son. Accept any crosses you have. We will help you to provide for your family. We will help you to have peace in any suffering. You will not be abandoned. I am a mother, and I had many worries because of our lack of means. Many people assisted my little family. My gratitude for the generosity of others is still with me, and God's gratitude for their generosity is still with them. Do you see? If you help others, you will be rewarded for eternity. If you accept the help of others with dignity, you will become holy and set an example of dignified suffering. Beloved ones, I promise you that you will have what you need to become holy. Do not think that heaven abandons you with financial problems. Heaven helps in these matters as much as heaven helps in spiritual matters, because we understand that all happens in your life, shaping your spirituality. Walk each day with heaven, and you will see our help. I am your mother, and I will not abandon you to these troubles. I will give you peace in all your troubles." Final words of the Blessed Mother, Anne.
Heaven can use your day to move our goals forward. Okay, so our suffering, she says, will help you to find peace in your suffering. Now, if we are following Jesus and serving with Jesus, He uses our suffering. Okay, we know this, right? Well, the Holy Priest described it this way. When you walk with Christ and you're willing to accept, suffering will come. Everybody will suffer. But if you can make a decision, you suffer with Christ or suffer alone without Christ. That's the only decision, because we all suffer. Now, if we are walking with Christ and committed to Him, crosses do come. We are willing to accept more, we might get a little more. And what happens also with holy apostles is that, God rewards our suffering. Our willing suffering is really rewarded. But He takes 90% of the reward and He uses it to console and draw back others. And then 10% He leaves with us, which was exactly enough to just keep our chin above water. Mm-hmm. So our experience of the walk with Christ is often, I'm barely coping. We're not barely coping, we're completely safe. Mm-hmm. But He's taking all these graces and giving them to our brothers and sisters who are suffering, who are in need of conversion. This is what we want.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, our Blessed Mother, who mediates all graces, gives us the graces of peace. And mm-hmm. ultimately, that's what sustains us through all these things. Mm-hmm. She's a mother. She's not going to abandon us mm-hmm. during times of financial crisis or mm-hmm. any other circumstances. Mm-hmm. And that's our peace, believing in Jesus mm-hmm. and accepting the graces that come through the Mother.
Mm-hmm. And she says that she'll show us how to suffer. And she says, hugely important, many people had to help us. She says, I'm still grateful. Mm-hmm. The gratitude is eternal. When we help somebody, Jesus is grateful. A grateful God will never be outdone in generosity. The smallest bit that we give will be rewarded handsomely. Also, people who are very poor often feel that they have nothing to give. They say, this doesn't have to do with me. What can I offer? They can offer compassionate listening. They can offer kindness. They can offer, very important, an example of dignity. Some poor people are extremely dignified, and I know examples of many examples of wealthy people who, in observing the way they suffered, were called to greater holiness. So a poor person, a wealthy person, each has great riches to offer the family of God, and the kingdom of God.
So the words of Jesus, our Blessed Mother, St. Augustine, is financial crises are part of the reality of this world. It's not without grace, it's not without dignity, it's not without redemptive suffering, and ultimately they will lead us in peace and reward for our dignified suffering.
And I would suggest everybody keep a historical perspective. The world isn't ending, it's changing. The world is always changing. There's nothing new really in that.
Thank you, Anne. Very helpful.